The quote that I was thinking of is, attention is the beginning of devotion, which is a Mary Oliver quote. The experience of sitting and just observing and experiencing the plant life, the animal life, the weather, I think that's just such a powerful place to start.
Myself and colleagues, we often work with PhD students, and in our work we discuss with them the futures that we are creating with the research that we are doing. And we've seen lately that concerns about the ecological crisis are something that keep coming up. The idea of resilience through nature when working with PhD students came out of the fact that in their day-to-day lives, most of them are completely disconnected from nature.
So my name is Elisa.
Rachel.
TJ.
Alfie.
Alex.
Vanessa.
Sarah.
Hugh.
Olivia.
Erdem.
Maddie.
Alicia.
The interdisciplinary aspect of resilience through nature is really important, because if we are to find solutions, this will not come from one discipline. This will come from collaboration between many different people.
My main area of research is collective robotic additive manufacturing.
Cryogenic hydrogen tanks for zero carbon aviation.
Interactive artificial intelligence. Ecological computer vision.
Hen welfare and space use in free-range enclosures.
I'm looking at the intersection between the medical and environmental humanities.
12th century Old French literature.
4D printing for fiber-reinforced composites.
And I'm studying colorectal cancer in the context of metabolism.
Ultrafast spectroscopy on condensed phase mediums.
Characterizing the microhabitat of ice inhabiting microbes. We felt that actually bringing people together from all these different spaces could be really interesting as a melting pot of ideas for things to happen.
Working with PhD students and knowing a little bit about their context, it's really clear that they are often very much in their heads for good reason. They're doing very strenuous academic work. And so what we were trying to do with resilience through nature was actually give them some tools and techniques to both take them out of themselves a little bit, so whether that's to do with nature connection or connecting with each other as a group of people, but also to get into conversations about the larger than self stuff. So climate crisis, biological, ecological crises, and how all those things relate to each other. What a lot of the research shows is that it doesn't take huge amounts of time outdoors. It's more about the attention we pay and the experience that we have while we're outdoors. So one of the things we were trying to do with this program was to try and show the benefits of just even small amounts of time in local outdoor spaces.
I do have a lot of worry and anxiety. I have children, and some of the predictions that one reads just absolutely take my breath away.
When someone showed the pictures of their nephews, that was really special, and it was really personal for them.
For me, they represent the reason why I want to do something about climate change.
And to be able to share that and to be vulnerable in that, I think that creates a sense of community.
Sometimes it's so overwhelming because it's personal, it's just, yeah.
I've kind of grown disillusioned with the area that I'm researching. I'm trying to work out where I could redirect my energy after my energy to look at how to have more of a positive impact during my lifetime.
I feel like we're at a stage where we can't really backtrack. And it is definitely a factor in why I don't really want to have children, because I think about what they're going to have to deal with.
I think we are not stewards, protectors, better, separate governors of nature. I think we are fully part of it, and we are just in the buffering period before all of the shenanigans we've done catch up to us.
One of the key ways that researchers and people working in the field have found to try and engage with that feeling of overwhelm or I can't do anything about that is to actually try and focus on your nature connectedness. So what is your relationship with nature, and reflecting upon that and actually making that an intentional part of your life. One of the ways we've tried to do that is introduce these different tools and techniques for both thinking about what your relationship to nature is, but also to try and deepen that connection. Throughout this process, we've been working with an amazing artist, and she's been running creative activities with all of the participants throughout our sessions, from doing leaf rubbings to print makings to zine makings.
There's no pressure for you to produce an award-winning piece of work or something. It's all about process, it's all about enjoying, doing and being in this environment.
The artistic element of resilience through nature is very important, because artists and creative practitioners can help us look at the world in a different way, can help us look at specific things within something that we have already seen but we never paid attention.
One of my favourite quotes about the environmental situation we find ourselves in comes from James Gustav Speth. And he says, "I used to think that the top global environmental problems were biodiversity loss, ecosystem collapse and climate change. I thought that with 30 years of good science we could address these problems, but I was wrong. The top environmental problems are selfishness, greed and apathy, and to deal with these we need a cultural and spiritual transformation, and we scientists don't know how to do that." We can build up all of this amazing research and knowledge, but without storytelling and creativity, without a cultural shift, science alone isn't going to get us to the place we need to get to.
One of the things that I have also really seen through this programme is that beauty is really powerful.
Enjoying being in the natural environment and out in nature is a really important step to wanting to preserve it.
I was really drawn to the Resilience Through Nature programme because there was a real emphasis on developing skills but also sharing those skills with the wider PGR community.
The beauty of bringing all these people together is that it's been a collaboration. Each person is adding their layers of experience, their own creativity, their own way of looking at the world, and then they are taking this away with them. And then they may apply it to their personal life, or they may apply to actions that take place in the world.
I think if we've done anything with this programme, it's just to literally hold that space for people to start to have these really, really difficult conversations about, this is my work, this is what I'm feeling about the world, and now what?
The one word that sums up my experience with the Resilience Through Nature programme would be introspection.
Sunny.
Soundscape.
Surprising.
Serenity.
Mindful.
I would say community.
Community.
When we're all together and we're sitting in a group and we're working on some really quite deep questions, for me that space just feels so sort of exciting and full of inspiring possibilities.
If I kind of paint your picture, the way I've seen kind of everyone in this group as like different types of plants and flowers as well. Things which have just had these moments of blossoming and opening, and then they just kind of sit there and they're dazzling and amazing and bright. And it's just been wonderful just being able to be around all these different people and experience that light and that beauty that they have within inside themselves.